Hello Grandmasters, my name is Leoname, and today we are going to make a mailbox in RPG Maker 2. So let's get started. Let's go to File, New, Beginner Mode so that we can load the preset data as always. And then from here go to File, Preferences, and switch to Hard Mode so that we can edit the data. And I'm also going to change the tempo of the background music because I'm switching to turbo mode on my emulator. Okay, the first thing that we want to do is create object models. So go to Graphics, Object Models, create new data. The name of this object model is going to be stand. This is going to be the stand of the mailbox. And the model is going to be a crate. Just a normal, average crate. And you can color it whatever you want. In this case, I'm gonna color it sort of... I'll tint it just slightly yellowish, just to give it a new, fresh look. There we go. So it looks like a fresh, new crate. And let's go ahead and save that. Create new data. We're going to create another object model, and this is going to be called body. This is the body of the mailbox. The object model is going to be a crate again. And you can pretty much color whatever, you can color this whatever you want. In my update videos, I had a mailbox that was red, but this time I'm going to color it blue, because blue is a nice color. So I just tinted it blue, and I'm going to go ahead and save that. We're going to create one more object, and this is going to be the opening of the mailbox. So I'm going to call this opening. And the model is going to be a window. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Window E. And the ID for that is 141. And it looks something like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to color it the same color as the body of the mailbox. So in this case it's going to be blue. And the size is going to be 60%, just like that. Let's go ahead and save that. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is create events. So let's go to Scripts, Events, create new data, and this is going to be the stand. We're pretty much going to make events for the 3 object models that we created. And the type is object, model, stand. So it's just a normal crate. And you can leave these blank for now. Let's update that. Create another one. Call it body. And the display is going to be the body of the mailbox. Let's update that. Create another one. And finally create the opening. And of course, opening is going to be the object model. The motion, we will change the motion later on. Let's exit out of here, but remember to save it. Exit out of here. Let's go ahead and place the events. So go to Scripts, Event Placement, and just choose whatever town that you're working in. In this case, I'm just going to choose Preset Town because that's what's available for now. And I'm going to place the bits and pieces of the mailbox. So there's the opening. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to place the body right behind that, and the stand right behind that. So it looks something like this. It doesn't look like a mailbox, obviously. I don't know if I can zoom in. How do you zoom in? Wait a minute. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm zooming in. So that is definitely not a mailbox. It looks like a pile of crap, but we're gonna work it, well, work it. Yeah, we're gonna work it. Work it. How do I exit? Oh, God. I haven't done this in, like, so long. Sometimes I forget, like, what control is which. There's so many controls in RPG Maker 2. It's, like, hard to remember them all. Like, I keep forgetting how to zoom in and all that. Let's go to scripts, create new data, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a motion script for the opening, because as you just saw, the opening of the mailbox is opening and closing, and it's so annoying because, you know, it's not supposed to do that on its own. So let's go ahead and call this opening, or actually we could call it no move. No movement. The type is going to be action, and down here we're going to go to events, effects, single action, disable motion after action, meaning that once it well, once it performs, you know what, I'm just gonna do this. It's kind of hard to explain. I think the oh wait, I'm trying to remember. I think the speed is at 0, or is it 999? I can't remember. Anyways, the model should be object. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's the speed is 999. I know that sounds weird, but just trust me on this. The opening is gonna close, and once it's done closing, it's gonna stay closed unless you have this unchecked. So make sure to check this. And let's go ahead and update that. And we're pretty much done with that script. Let's create another script and call this enter town. This is going to be what happens when you enter the town. Okay. Go to events, control, change, and select stand. Go to events, movement, bypass objects. The reason why we bypass objects is because we're going to move the stand underneath the body of the mailbox, but in order for it to move underneath the mailbox, we need to bypass objects. Otherwise, it's going to spaz out. And let's go to events, effects, size, and change the size. Let me see if I can get a preview here so you can see what exactly I'm doing. This is a crate, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the shape. The X value is going to be set at 20%. The Y is going to be at 20, and the Z is going to be at 80. So as you can see, it's just a little stub, like a stand. And we're going to put the mailbox on top of that stand. And we're going to update that. The last thing that we're going to do for the stand is we're going to move it. So go to events, movement, location move. And go to the town in which you had placed the events, and let's see. Place it right here, right where the body of the mailbox is, place it right there. I don't know how well you can see that, but okay. And update that. Okay, I'm gonna put a divider here because we're done manipulating the stand. Now we're gonna manipulate the body of the mailbox. So go to Events, Control, Change, and select the body. This is the event. And update that. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna, I think events, movement, lay down. So we're gonna put it on its side. I know that seems kind of weird right now, but maybe I'll explain later. Let's, so let's select lay down. The angle is going to be -90, and the height is going to be 12, I think. We might have to adjust the height later on, but I think 12 might be a good number. You might be wondering, why am I putting it on its side if it's a cube? Well, let's change the size and I'll explain further. Let's go to Events, Effects, Size, and I want to show you something. Let me see if I can get a preview. Here's the body of the mailbox. You can see it's just a cube. And the size, the X value is going to be set at 60%. Y value is going to be set at 60. And the Z value is going to be set at 40. Or, I'm sorry, 140. So it looks something like this. And you might be wondering, why did I make it like this instead of like this? Because this might seem more ideal. The reason why I did it the other way is because you can see that the grains or the texture on the mailbox is kind of stretched out. And I don't like that, so that's why I put the Z value at 140 instead of having the Y value at 140. Does that make any sense at all? See, look at the grains. Let me see if I can zoom in. See, look at the texture. And instead of stretching out, it kind of stretches in, like... Not sure if I'm explaining this very goodly. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. So the X value is 60%, the Y value is 60%, and the Z value is 140. So it's vertical, and what we're doing is we're putting it on its side. The only thing left to do now is to move it up. So go to Events, Movement, Vertical Move, and I'm not really sure what the height should be, but I think I'm gonna set it at 32 for now, and we're gonna take a look to see if that's a good height for it. Let's go ahead and update that. I think we're pretty much done. Let's update data and exit. And go to Scripts, Events. Go to the opening event, and for the motion, select the script that we created called No Movement. Okay, that's good, and let's update that. Let's create a new event called Enter Town. The type of event is going to be System, and the apply is going to be Enter Town, which is the script that we created. We're gonna update that, exit out of there, go to Graphics, World Organization, go to the Town, under the Script tab, where it says Enter Map, we're going to select Enter Town, which is the system event that we just created. Update that. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done. It should look like a mailbox now. If it doesn't, we could always make adjustments. So let's go ahead and test play. Okay, so that's not a problem. It does sort of look like a mailbox. The only problem that we have is the opening of the mailbox is too low. So let's exit out of here. Also, I want to change the camera angle. How do I do that? Wait a minute. Low 30. Okay. Let's go to event placement. Let's go to the preset town. Edit. Let's move this up. I'm not sure how far up it should be. Let me try to zoom in so you can see what that looks like. So basically, I just moved the opening up. And let's go ahead and test play to see if that looks any good. Okay, now it's too far up, so now I need to move it down a few. Okay, that's no problem. I mean, it's really just a trial. It's really just trial and error. So you wouldn't believe how long I spent just to get this mailbox thing to work, because I wasn't really sure how it was going to be made. So let's go ahead and test play that. Okay, it's still kind of too far up, and you can see that there's a little space in between the body of the mailbox and the opening. So the opening is just kind of floating in midair, which is not a problem. We can fix that. All we have to do, I think the first thing I'm going to do is move the opening down first before I forget. And then we're going to fix that other problem. Let's see. So I'm just going to move this down one. Okay, the other problem, that little space in between the body and the opening, let's go to scripts, and then go to Enter Town, and then right here for the body of the mailbox, I think it's this one right here, lay down. The height should either be less or more, and quite frankly, I don't know if it's more or less. Let's try 14. Let's see what that looks like. I'm just kind of winging it at this point. Not really sure what I'm doing, but I think that made it worse. Yeah, that definitely made it worse. So instead of 14, it has to be like around 10, I think. So let's go to the Enter Town script and change the height to 10. Let's see. Okay, that's better. I think. Yeah. It's just that the opening is too high. Okay. So I'm gonna move it down. Okay. Also, I think I'm gonna move the mailbox body up by a little bit. So in the script database, go to Enter Town. If your mailbox body is too low, you can always move it up by editing this line of code, vertical move. You can move it up by increasing the value of height. So instead of 32, I moved it up to 34. I'm gonna save that. Test play. Okay, that looks good. That looks very good. We can't use the mailbox because we haven't created that yet. We haven't created that portion yet. I mean, really, there's... I was gonna end the tutorial right here. Like, my plan was just to make a mailbox, but now I'm thinking maybe I should animate the mailbox just to show you that it is possible to use the mailbox. So, okay, I'll continue the tutorial. Let's go ahead and animate the mailbox so that you can use the mailbox. So let's create a script. Go to Scripts, Scripts, Create New Data, and I'm just going to call this Mailbox. This is what happens when you interact with the mailbox. The opening is going to animate, so go to Events, Effects, Single Action, I think. Wait a minute. Wait, is that right? I'm trying to remember. Is that... Wait a minute. I think that's right. I think the speed is supposed to be 0. I'm trying to remember. Like, okay, let's just try that. Let's try single action. Object is selected. Disable motion after action is selected, and the speed is 0. So let's try that, and let's put like a little message. A screen display, text message. And let's see. You've got mail. Okay, and then after the message appears, it's going to shut. So go to Events, Effects, Single Action, Disable Motion After Action, and select Object. And that should just about do it. Let's go ahead and save that. And we need to apply it to the event. So go to Scripts, Events, Opening, and the apply is going to be the script that we created called Mailbox. And the start is going to be Examine. And let's update that. It should work now, I think, if we test play it. Let's see. Yeah. Except there's no message. Okay. That didn't work. I can't imagine why that didn't work. Maybe it's not single action, maybe it's... maybe it's motion change. So, Events, Effects, Motion Change. Like that. Let's try that. And let's update this. And test play. Okay, that worked. And then it closes. Yay! We made a mailbox. That will be the end of the tutorial. That took way longer than I had hoped. I'm sorry if I went fast. I tried to go as fast as possible because I didn't want the tutorial to drag on for this long. thanks for watching anyways, and thank you for subscribing. See you later.